This is Monday with Friday, wishing for you a hopeful week ahead. Welcome, especially to my 26 newest subscribers. In last week's very popular episode, I addressed the problem of good people remaining silent while people who commit wrongs, injustice, criminality, and wickedness forge full steam ahead. A viewer, concerned that silent people don't understand how destructive their silence is, asked me to say something to help such folk know how to break the silence. Let me offer then 7 words that convey ideas about how you may stop the silence and find your voice. 1. Clarity. Be very clear about what is right and what is wrong, what is true and what is false, what is honest and what is dishonest, what is acceptable and what is unacceptable, what is accurate and what is inaccurate, what is a true equivalent of a matter against what is not. No compromise, no rationalization, no excuses. Clarity is where it begins so that you don't start accepting good for evil and mistaking evil for good. 2. Conviction. Now that you have pellucid clarity about what's good versus what's bad, be very sure, be utterly convicted and convinced that wrong always destroys and what is right always builds and uplifts. Remain convinced that no matter how long the success flows from wrongdoing, it very frequently comes back to bite not only the wrongdoer in the you-know-what, but also the one who remained silent at it all along. 3. Consistency. Hold those convictions about what is right versus what is wrong without wavering. Do not apply them to Tom, yet not to Dick. The CEO should not get a free pass for the same unethical action that gets the entry-level employee dismissed. Why does an idea that was laughed at because it came from Michelle B.A. is later enthusiastically embraced because it came from Clementina Ph.D.? A congressional majority cannot now issue subpoenas they hope to be taken seriously when they flagrantly thumbed their noses at subpoenas when they were the minority. Consistency on the side of good lends credibility to your voice. Inconsistency utterly demolishes it. 4. Coalition. It is intimidating to speak up alone, I give you that, but it's no reason not to speak up. However, we don't have to do it alone. Very often, we know at least one other person who spots the mischief and is as concerned about it as we are. People who spot the mischief should consider how they can become one single voice, one force, guarding each other's backs to deal with the mischief makers. Coalitions work. I'll offer 5 and 6 together, for they really do belong together. Courage and cost. Courage is for standing on the right side when it's unpopular and the minority. It requires mental energy, emotional maturity, and a moral anchor, and the willingness to pay a heavy price if needs be. I have a suspicion that it's not a lack of courage that prevails among good people who remain silent. Instead, it's the lack of stomach to bear the high cost of standing right while standing alone. But it's important to consider that paying a high cost for what is right is not loss. Instead, it's a just and appropriate price for something that is precious and priceless. The truth. The truth which paves the way for health, healing, goodness, and justice. 7. Challenge. Good people do something that good leaders do. They challenge. They challenge the process, the status quo. They challenge traditionalism, mediocrity, and complacent satisfaction. A challenge doesn't mean you have to confront people with ugliness. It might if you waited too long to intervene, but done early. It may be as simple as raising appropriate, non-threatening questions in the right places at the right time and settling for neither nebulous answers nor obfuscation, both of which anyway raise more cause for suspicion that misbehavior may be afoot. Appropriate questions expose to others in the room that persons who bear the title honorable are not honorable, that persons who hold offices of trust are instead untrustworthy, or some who are called reverend or other such honorific titles are unholy, dishonest, tricky, callous, and bad. When that challenge lands at the right time and place in the right crowd, the community can then pick up the slack and act. Unless the community itself is deficient, dysfunctional, and consumed by a culture of silence. No coward ever changed the world for better. No heroes are cowards. Whatever freedoms and benefits we enjoy were secured by folks who spoke up. Cowardice sickens society. Cowardly leaders sicken their organizations, institutions, communities, and nations. The people who fail to stop or otherwise remove them, especially those ones who are oppressive bullies, are even bigger cowards whose societies are ebbing away right beneath their noses and feet. Please share this video with someone and hit the subscription button below. I am Michael Friday and your week just got better. I'll see you again next week. Happy Monday all the way to Friday.